Today, it's as simple as this. We're heading to the local river. We're going to put the boat on the water. We're going to work out essentially what we need to do to the boat to make it more fishable, what's going to help get it tournament ready, what do we need to change in our own personal aspects of fishing, and do I even still have the ability to catch these fish as well as the patience? Anyway, there's going to be a lot of fishing in this episode, so make sure you stay tuned and let's go see whether we can still catch brim. This could be bloody interesting. Righto, so first balls up of the morning. I forgot to charge all my GoPro batteries and whatnot, so good thing we have the bluetti here for this. So yeah, without GoPros and stuff, we're not really doing a great deal today. So let's just quickly get this all plugged in like that. We want DC. There we go, DC on. First battery bank. That should light up. There we go. We're charging. And then we want this battery bank. Yeah, that one charging. And there we go. We are away charging. 10 watts a draw, 11 watts a draw, 12, 13 going up. At least that shows we're charging. And I mean, that really just shows how valuable these little power banks can be. Because as I said, without batteries, we're not recording at all an episode today. And foolishly, as I said, I didn't have anything charged. So we'll keep the bluetti, I guess, on the boat today to keep everything charged. I'll put the phone on in a minute as well, I suppose. But yeah, as I said, look at how easy that was. Connect, DC on, away we go. And we have got batteries absolutely pumping away in their respectful cases. That's the other good thing, I suppose, about the DJI stuff, is that you can charge multiple batteries at once. Anyway, let's keep getting this boat set up, because it's not going to get set up with me just yarning away. Well guys, as you can see, in preparation of this video, we really cleaned the boat well. I mean, as you can see, the thing is absolutely filthy. There is stuff everywhere in this boat. But essentially that last week has been so windy out on the farm that it's just blowing limestone dust and everything through the whole boat, which hasn't made it great. But that's all right, we can work with a dirty boat, because after we've worked out today what we need to fix on the boat, then we'll give it a really good scrub down. I can already see one thing I want to do. So we're not going to be going very far at all today. We're going to be sticking right around the boat ramp, especially with all this weather coming in and the way the water is. We're going to have a lot of fresh water, I think, pushing down from the top end of this river. So we're going to stay down the bottom here. There's a nice little flat section, which is really good to throw your hard bodies on, as well as soft plastics off the edges. And over the other side, there's a big rocky system. As well as a bit further up, we've got a lot of snags and whatnot, which are really good to fish as well. So it'll just be interesting to put some casts around all these areas and see whether or not we can pull some fish. Let's get into it. I think I'll switch over to the chest cam from here on in. Right, so I'll quickly just run you through the combo we're using. We're using this beautiful little Excella LT 2500. Now this reel gets me excited. This reel here cost me $150. It's got air drive, it's got all the cool stuff that you'd expect from a Daiwa. Lays line beautifully and has been flawless. We're using the in-feet rod there, and in this particular case, it's the in-feet S722 LRS, which is quite a light rod, but it's beautiful. It's got a nice bit of tip, and down the end here we've been using everything from the Kadachis to the Daiwa bait junkies, and now we're on the Riggy 56 in Carmen Red, which is my all-time favorite lure for brim. And as you can see there, we're just using one of those little harbour quick clips there. Well, I mean, I call them a quick quick clip because they're just so fast to put together. As you can see just now in the little caption I'm putting up, it's just so easy to change your lures in and out. It's really bloody good. Right, so what we're going to be doing is just putting our hard body right in on those little, I guess, grassy edges. And all I'm doing is just slowly winding this hard body out. Every now and then I'll just give it a couple of little twitches. And what we're sort of hoping is that the brim will just be sitting nice up tight to that bank at the moment with the water levels rising, hopefully picking off any little bugs or little critters that might be in there. Just coming off that rock there. There we go. There was double little bite there. We just got to get them to hook up. That's the hard part. But one thing I do always say about hard bodies is if you think you're going slow, you're probably still going too fast. You really don't need to move hards that quick, I don't think, to get a bite. When this hard body's getting out closer to the boat, I am just going to bring it in and as quick as I can to get back into that really shallow zone there, because I believe that's where the bites are going to come from. Yep, there he is. Came straight off the end of that snag there. Only a small fish, but a fish nonetheless. Oh, let's get him up here. And what we'll see here is that he has absolutely annihilated that little Kadachi there in the red. I mean, as I said, only a squeaker little brim, but still, I mean, it's a little fish to start the day. Hopefully these trebles should come out pretty easy, I think. We might have to get the pliers for that one because, yeah, he's just snaffled that way too hard. But that's a nice little brim to start the day. And I mean, as I said, you know, he came straight off the back edge of that snag there. Can't ask for much more than that. I literally was getting all these short strikes on the Kadachi, so I changed over to a soft plastic because I thought maybe they'd like something a little more finesse. And straight away, we've got this beautiful little brim. I mean, absolute squeaker keyring. Let's just get this hook out of him. But the plastic we put on was one of these new Daiwa bait junkie minnow things. Let me just get him straightened up so I can show you. Oh, that brim twisted the buggery out of that. But have a look at that for a beautiful little bait fish profile. I've got to fix him up. But that red fleck is exactly what drew me to this lure, because I don't know why, but anything with red in it seems to work. But one thing I will say with this TPE, it's very hard to get it to sit back on the hook once the brim has belted it. But that's okay, we can work with that. But yeah, I mean, a beautiful little bait fish profile there that is hopefully just going to keep producing the goods. All right, let's flick onto that little rock there, I reckon. Oh, okay, we fell short. We went onto the reed, but we'll see if there's something. Anyone home? Is anyone home? Yep, there he is. Straight away. I thought there'd be one sitting around that area. I mean, obviously we fell short. It's a beautiful, beautiful fish, actually. Like, not huge, but just very well conditioned. Not one we need the net for, but we'll just hoik him in. Oh. And once again on that little Daiwa soft plastic, just look at how hard they're crunching that. They're twisting the bejeebus out of it. Let's just bloop. Oh, there's Mr. Pelican. He's come to say hello as well. That one didn't twist it as bad, so that's good. But yeah, that's ready to go back in after a bit of fine tuning like that. Let's cast him straight back in. Can we make it 2 for 2? Now that'd be pretty good. See if we can do that. Yep, there he is. Knew there'd be one sitting off that edge. Oh, a little rattler. This is probably definitely the best fish of the day. That's for sure. Nice brim. Nice brim. Absolutely smashed that little bait junkie. Let's just lift him in too. Wow, he's actually a really really solid brim, that. Like that there, we're probably looking at every part of sort of 27 fork length, maybe 30 tipper. And he's just smashed that little bait junkie again. And that, yeah, he's just come straight off the end of that rock. That was the first cast at this new spot. So we'll get him back. Bloop. He'd be a handy one if in a more river comp. But let's just see if there's more sitting off the end of this this rock here, because they a lot of the time they do love sitting just off the end of that single rock. See if we can get two. Oh, not a bite that time. Really happy to get that fish actually. That was a lovely fish. Reel it in and put another one off the end there. But this is one of my favourite little stretches in this river. It's just a nice little stretch. So we're just off that rock there then. See if there's anything sitting off there. I am sitting a long way off it because it's super clear in there. Yep, there we go. There was some more rattles. So yeah, it's super clear in there, so I don't really want to get too close in case there is a really nice fish in there and we spook it. But it also drops off really deep here. So this is probably the deepest part of this particular river system. Jig head might be slightly too small, but never mind. Bites, there he is. Oh, I just had to wind that one on. Not a big fish, I don't think. But he's just come off that bank up there as well. Yeah, an absolute key ring. Another little key ring brim there. This bait junkie is just absolutely killing it. I don't know, pearl watermelon bass minnows. That's my go-to plastic in this system. However, the way this bait junkie's fishing, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like it. There we go. Oh, coming straight off that bank there. There he goes, and there he is again. So it's 2 in 2 casts there, coming off that same bit of bank. I mean, this is just another small fish. But, oh, if I can get it here. Doesn't matter how small they are, if you're having fun. Boom, bloop. Can we throw straight back in there for another one? This bait junkie is on fire. Now, why I cast out in the middle there is because that's why. We've got a big bommy that sits there. And I'm just hoping there might be something that is sitting off the end of it. There he is. Sitting right down deep. That's a good fish. I think. Seems a lot better. He was sitting right down deep there. Taking a bit, yeah, he's a lovely fish. Another good fish. Can we just lift him in? Hopefully. There we go. What we'll quickly do, we'll just hit the spot lock on the electric. But check this out for a fish. There's another super quality fish there. He's come right there, once again on this bait junkie. I'm still on the original bait junkie I tied on today too. So like I haven't even had to change this lure. And I mean, that would be probably the 10th fish on it so far. But once again, another beautiful brim there. You know, probably in just the low 30s, but still a fish that anyone would be pretty happy to have in the live well or just for fishing. So yeah, what a beautiful fish. I mean, have a look at how healthy they are too. Not even a nick in the fins. Bloop. And away he goes. Well, let's see if we can keep racking numbers on this bait junkie. Even, oh, we got a bit of chafe on the leader, but you can even see that jig head there is starting to get a little bit knocked up, but that's okay. There he is. Oh, got off again. Just short striking, grabbing the tail. In it goes. God, so many just little taps. Come on, we need a big fish to bite. Maybe I need to tie on a new plastic. Maybe it's time to change. Up the back of Shag Rock there. There he is. Oh, could this be a better one? Probably not. He took it hard, but nope. He's just a little rat again. Another little ratus. Ratus. Just a little baby squeaker. Just can't believe the quantity of fish that are hitting today. It's very good. Very good and very easy to... What an awesome morning out. So many fish. They weren't of the biggest quality, but it didn't really matter because there was just so many of them. And I mean, to be honest with you, also first impressions on this new combo, which we're going to do a review on, was absolutely outstanding for what I'd call a budget brimming combo. Now, of course, we have worked out what we need to change in this boat. And first off, the biggest thing I can see needing changing is we need to extend this casting deck back. Now, we need to extend this casting deck back, I think, to pretty much level with the console, which is again going to enable myself and Neil to fish comfortably, okay? So if I'm standing right up here on the electric, Neil can be, you know, over here and still be fishing that beautiful clean water. Because when you're fishing as a team event, you don't really want your non-boater in the dirty water because, well, look, clean water's better in my opinion. Of course, we're going to need to build the live well as well, which we're going to do in this series. But most importantly, I think as a whole, the boat is actually pretty functionable as it is. It's quick enough, although I am going to go down a prop size just because I think when we add that 80 extra kilos down the transom, we are going to need, we're going to need to get that boat on the plane a little quicker. But apart from that, guys, that wraps up this awesome little session, and it turns out I can still catch brim. Who would have thought? And I tell you what, I actually did have the patience and had the fun doing it. All right, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. And on the next one, we'll see where we're at. Righto, catch you later.